Tervetuloa Hildur-podcastiin, jossa mä juttelen mun vieraiden kanssa esimerkiksi siitä, että miten nämä Hildur-kirjat kääntyivät TV-sarjaksi, koska se TV-sarja alkaa ihan pian. Millaisia ovat tarinat kirjojen ja TV-sarjan takana? Eli mä olen siis Hildur-kirjojen kirjoittaja Satu Rämön ja tällä kertaa tänne mun kanssani on tullut juttelemaan sarjan ohjaaja Tinna Hrafnsdóttir, eli Tinna Korpin tytär. Rakastan näitä islantilaisia nimiä, niillä on aina näitä ihania merkityksiä. Ja me tehdään nyt, tämä jakso tulee englanniksi, koska vaikka Tinna on valtaisa Suomi-fani ja ohjannut tätä suomalaisia näyttelijöitä nyt tässä Hildur TV-sarjassa, suomalaisiakin näyttelijöitä, niin puhumme nyt edelleen englantia. Islanti olisi myös vaihtoehto, mutta tehdään tämä nyt englanniksi, niin melkein kaikki ymmärtää. Welcome Tinna, so nice to talk with you.
Same to you, Satu. Very nice to see you and hear you.
Yes. How are you doing today?
I'm doing so good. I'm just about to finish the series, so I'm just counting down the days when it's all finished.
Okay, I was just going to come to that. It's the beginning of December now when we are recording this. I'm in Helsinki. You are in Reykjavik. It's early morning. I know it's dark. This is the darkest month of the year, December, like November, December, January, the favorite months in my year, but I know.
Really?
Yes, it is. I know I'm the minority here.
Well, actually, because you can see the window, it's getting a little bit light outside now.
Yes.
Yes, because, yes.
It's lovely. And I was just going to ask you if the series is ready, but there is some small things to go. How is it going?
We are just finishing ADR and the music and the sound, which is always the last thing you do in the post-production. And I'm just so super happy with all the talents that are working on this post thing with me. And I'm so fortunate to see it all come together and all sort of like coming out the way I just dreamed it to be. So I'm a really, really happy and proud director.
Oh, that sounds so lovely. I cannot wait to see it. I have seen some clips, like some short takes here and there, but I'm somehow so, I don't know, I've been dreaming about this ever since I started writing this Hildur crime book series, that one day I can switch on the TV, hopefully, and I can just select the channel, take some popcorn and Pepsi Max, and just sit down and be like, now my book is out as a TV series. And honestly, I didn't expect that to happen so fast. I know what a huge projects these are, and that takes years of planning, and sometimes you never reach the end, and you never know how it goes. So I feel super lucky that we have this series done in 3 years since the first book came out in Finland, so it has been actually quite a ride.
Yeah.
But Tinna, when did you hear first time about Hildur?
I heard about Hildur. It was just shortly before I was approached by the producers. I heard about Hildur. Because I don't read a lot. Mm-hmm. It's a kind of sad because I have so many things to do. I'm so focused on the film industry and my projects, and I wish there were more hours in time that I could use to read. But because there's so many books that I wanted to read. But then I heard about Hildur and got so excited to read the book and read the scripts and dive into the project that they wanted me to look at. So
exactly, and it's because there are 5 books now out in Finland. The newest book came out a month ago, and it's called Tinna. Oh, what a coincidence!
I have actually been asked.
Yes.
Why is it Tinna? I mean, people maybe think, is it about you?
About you?
But of course not. That's the first idea that they get. But of course they can answer the question. No, definitely not. But still, why is it the same name?
Yeah, I know, it's lovely, and what a coincidence. Oh, life is so strange sometimes in good ways as well.
It's such a beautiful name. It's such a beautiful name.
It is. is. I love it. And I love the Tinna's character in the series and also in the books. But like in Iceland, there are only 2 books out now in Icelandic, since they've been always translated from Finnish. Erla Völutóttir is translating. And I think when you started to get to know the Hildur, the TV production, there was only 1 book out, so it has been slower in Iceland, of course, because of the translation process. But when the production company started to talk about these possibilities of directing this series, why did you say yes? Like why did you want to direct the series? What made you to make the decision?
I immediately fell in love with the atmosphere that you have created in this book in Hildur, because to me it's like it's very rare, and I totally understand why it has been so popular, because it's unique. The characters, the atmosphere, the energy, the take that you have is so it's deep, because you dive into the personal life of the character. It's not only about the crime and finding the killer and stuff. You have something, because you have captured also the mystery that is surrounding Westfjords, and that is so important. And actually, I think it's very strong that you are a foreigner. I mean, you come from Finland and you write about something that is happening in Iceland, in Westfjords, and you see it with different eyes than we, the Icelandic people. And you sort of like, you manage so... It's so beautiful how you manage to capture the things that we are so used to, and we are born in it, and we just like, we have stopped to maybe see it. So you just like, you put it into your books, and that is what I was just like, when I found it, when I read it, I was just like, I will do my best to capture this in the series as a director, because it's all about the vision. It's the vision that is so important to the director, his vision, and it's the atmosphere, it's the dynamic that you can feel from the author that you are. So I think, that made my heart tick, and I was just like, I'm so excited.
I love hearing this. It's like candy to my soul. It's somehow like, because of course, I mean, I was afraid in the beginning when the books started to come out in Icelandic, that how are Icelanders reading these books? You know, are they books about a foreigner who moved here, and what is she saying about us, and does she know anything? Or are people talking about the stories and like the crime story itself and the characters? Because you cannot really decide it in the beginning where the discussion goes. It just goes somewhere, and then you just follow it. And it really like makes me happy to hear these words from you. And do you think, like, can you say now after you have read the book and been directing and like working with this for a year or so, can you see that I am a foreigner in Iceland? Just like
No. I don't see it when I read the book. No. What I sense is that you have a stronger vision of something that we are so used to. You really focus on capturing the mystery, the dynamic, everything that makes Westfjord so popular and interesting to Icelandic people and also foreigners that visit Iceland, tourists. But there is something, we sometimes say in Iceland that Westfjords is a different country. It's like Iceland, we have Iceland, and then we have Westfjords.
True.
Yeah, because there's something there which you can't explain. You can't actually put it in exact words, but I felt so deeply that you managed to capture that just in the atmosphere in your book, not without saying anything specifically. It's just it's magic. It's like when I'm trying to describe the X Factor. Have you heard about the X Factor?
Yes, I have. Yeah.
Yes. it's called the X factor because you can't describe it. You
Exactly.
can only feel it.
If it is there or not.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
true.
and and I really feel that people are just so Icelandic people. They love your books because they have combination of everything. Interesting story, interesting crime, interesting characters, interesting atmosphere, and the dynamic and mystery and the mountains, the everything that the mixture of this makes a perfect outcome. True. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, absolutely, and it's just so lovely to hear this because even though if you had said that, I can sense that the writer is a foreigner. It's not like a bad thing or anything. It's just like the thing because I cannot really sense it anymore when I'm a Finnish person and when I'm an Icelandic person because I know I have this both identities in a way. Yeah. But it's very hard for me to say when the other one is taking over, or is it just a mix of something, then you cannot really like make a difference between them. But I still feel that there is something that nobody else can understand being as a foreigner in a new country that you know very well, you know the culture, you know the people, you know the language and politics and everything is kind of like familiar, but still feeling a little bit of outsider, but not on a bad way, but just like, but I know, I mean, I have this feeling that I'm not totally in. And I've been trying to talk about this with my daughters. I have two girls, they're 10 and 15 years old, and they are half Icelandic and half Finnish, and they speak both languages. And I think they are the closest to that, to understand me in this situation. So it's always a very interesting question to talk with people who know, for example, my work, like you know Hildur now so well, since you've been working with the character and the crew and the cast and with the stories so intensively for the last year or so.
Yeah, but I just wanted to say, Satu, that what you are describing now, I feel that this is your strength. This is your strength as a writer. So embrace it.
Oh, I will. Oh, I love it. So when you were asked to be there, like if you are interested in directing this, and then you felt like, yes, I want to do it. Did you already then have the feeling of what kind of series you wanted to do, or was it a picture that got clearer in the process?
It came pretty natural to me how how my vision developed for this project, because usually when I read something that I really like, I start to see pictures in my head immediately. It's sort of like I just I visualize what I read, and that's maybe why I love to direct, because I in a certain way I had already directed the series when I had read the book. Exactly. It was ready in my head. So that's why I mean, and that's why I'm pretty confident in this chair being a director, because I was so fortunate to get so talented people in all the positions in making Hildur. So so what I saw in my head, it's just now in saga film.
Yes, so true.
Yeah.
Do you feel like it would be great to hear, like, I know you had many these like visuals in your head when you were reading, and you know, oh, it would look like this or it would look like that. Can you name one example of something that you felt that I managed to do this exactly as I wanted it to be when I was reading the script?
The sisters in the tunnel.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, I was so happy when I just scouted the tunnel, and I just everything I pictured when I read it just turned out the way I wanted, because to me the tunnel is one of the most important thing in your story and in the series, because it's like a metaphor, like a vein or a tunnel into her deepest wound.
Yes. So
in Hildur. Yeah, so that's why I even added some scenes which weren't in the script. I even added some scenes where I just put Hildur in front of the tunnel, not just her sisters, also Hildur alone.
Yes.
And I used it in the editing, and because that is the strongest visual thing for me in the book and the series.
I think
the tunnel.
I think it's super interesting that you're saying this because I feel exactly the same. Because I've been driving this tunnel so much with my own kids. They always want to go swimming in Flateyri, which is the next village from Ísafjörður. And you have to go, because there the pools are partly outside. And Ísafjörður we have pools that are only indoors. So we usually go to Flateyri, and I have to drive this tunnel with one lane, and it's dark and it's narrow, and I just don't like the place. And when I was
it's creepy. It is creepy.
It is very creepy, and there is something like that I cannot exactly describe why, but there is something inside the mountain in the tunnel that makes me feel like a little bit like, oh, there is something here that I cannot really describe. And then I realized when I was driving the tunnel once again, and I had been starting to have this idea of a woman who lives in the Westfjords. I didn't yet know that she is a police officer. She was just a person. Her name was Hildur. And she was weightlifting and surfing and eating unhealthy food and not having so many friends, wanted to be like this loner, strong person, strong character, very good at her job, even though I didn't even know what the job was. But I knew that the story is starting from the tunnel. This is the place. I just felt it like physically so strongly that it has to have something to do with this. What happened in this tunnel? What is this place? Yeah. And I'm so happy to hear that you were actually thinking exactly the same thing. So there must be something in the tunnel.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's very important that the author and the director, they kind of like connect with the same thing, because it's the core of the story. And if I hadn't reached the core of the story, Hildur's series would have turned out totally differently. So I really think that this is an important thing.
If talking about Hildur, the character, how would you describe Hildur Hrafnsdóttir? What kind of woman you think she is?
She's complex. She's a loner. She has this wound in her soul that she hides and protects, which I feel so sympathetic. But she's a nice person. She's whole. She's true to herself, which is so important and which makes her interesting. But there is one thing that I decided to let Ebba Katrín Finnsdóttir, who plays Hildur, do when we were shooting, which is an element in Hildur that I kind of like, which is as I feel Hildur is, she's always working. She's always working and constantly, because she's always deep in her soul, she's always trying to find the sisters, although she's working on a case and saving children and everything, what she does. But deep inside, she's always working. She's always trying to find her sisters. So I gave Ebba a note, and I said, in all the scenes, Hildur can never sit down.
Yes.
Because she is like, if she sits down, she feels like she's betraying something. She's not working. She's not ready to go, or looking at finding some clues or whatever happens.
True.
So she's always just ready, except for the situation when she is helping a child.
Yes,
that's the only place where you see in the Hildur series where she sits down, because then she is in her core. She's doing what she wanted to do when her sisters disappeared. She wanted to save them. When she's saving another child, she's healing her own wound. So then she feels relaxed and can sit. So to me, that was the strongest element of Hildur.
Absolutely.
And I wanted to bring that out. Maybe audiences won't notice this, but what it does, maybe they just think it's a coincidence or whatever, but what it does, it helps the audience to feel that she's never at ease.
True.
And it
She's
also
always under pressure in a way.
Yeah, her own pressure.
Her own, not from somebody else, but exactly something she created herself.
Yeah, I even added in one scene where she's talking to another police officer, and he says, "Do you want to have a sit? Do you want to have a seat?"
Yeah.
And she says, "No, I'm good." So that's the only place where she says, "No, I'm good."
I'm good.
So we address it one
Yes.
time in the series, just for fun.
And I love this detail because I noticed it when I was watching you doing the series in the Westfjords. I came almost every day on the set just to have a look and follow up what's going on. And I see her moving all the time. She's not sitting down. And I remember we discussed about this detail at some point. Yeah. And it's so clever what you made her do, because while I'm writing it, as a text, in writing a new novel in the series, of course I see parts of Hildur while I write, but since I don't have to visually show what she's doing, I haven't been thinking about this so much. But now after you told me this, now I always see Hildur walking a bit on unease, going between places and shaking her body a little bit, or never sitting down and being calm. Yeah, it's fun. Detail for me, somehow very important. It helped me to look the character in a different way, because but this is why I love all these TV series and theater plays and stuff, people doing a new piece of art about the Hildur's world. Then I also get more eyes to that person who is super important for me. So
it also helped Ebba. And she's, for her as an actress, it also put more energy into her body and the way she just, So it's. I knew that it would be also helpful for her.
Do you feel that Ebba-Katrin Hrafnsdóttir, who's playing Hildur, that she was the obvious choice for this role, or was it difficult for you to decide who gets the main female role, because it's the main protagonist anyway? So it's an important decision.
Yeah, it was a very important decision. But to me, Ebba-Katrin is just, she's a very talented actress. And we had auditions, of course.
Yes.
We auditioned other actresses. But the only thing that I wanted to make sure was that, because when Ebba-Katrin auditioned, she had this very, very long blonde hair. And my Hildur, or the Icelandic Hildur, we wanted to have her with short hair and dark hair for a lot of reasons. And it also helped Ebba to just dive into this character, not being herself, not being the way she used to look. The short hair gives her more it makes her a little bit even more tough cookie in my vision. And also because we have so many Hildurs. I mean, we have also the Finnish Hildur in the theater, and it's a different Hildur. It is the theater Hildur, and this is the TV Hildur. Because
so true.
And I also think it's important that you have the theater is one thing, and the book is another thing.
Yes.
And then we have the TV series, and it's the third thing.
So true.
I mean, it's all based on the same novel, and we have the same core, we have the same characters, but still we have it's the children.
Yes.
The theater
yes.
and the TV series, they are the offspring of the book, and our offsprings are never exactly the same.
So true, they are not. And it's also the idea when people are reading the Hildur books, or reading whatever book, we all have some sort of image in our heads.
Yeah.
What does this person look like? How is it she or he dressed? How is she or he just in general? And this image is different among all the people. And these books have now sold 1.3 million copies or something. So we have 1.3 million images of these people. And of course, they are all different from each other, because we have our own mind to how we see things. So we can never make an ideal so-called photo for each character and it would and everybody would be happy. So it's always different, and I find it's just like genius that you decided to cut her hair, because now it's the Hildur in the TV, and it's not, because I mean Eppa-Katrin had a beautiful super long blonde hair, but as a Hildur, no, it would have not worked the same way. Even though I'm writing in the books that Hildur has a very long, dark, very thick hair, like a very strong ponytail. It's almost like a whip, her ponytail. It's so strong. But it works in the text. But then if you see it blowing in the wind while she's running and catching the bad guys and going surfing, it's giving this like... I would not like to use the word girly, but I don't find any other word that would describe it better. It's too somehow like too like light. It's not as strong when the hair would. Yeah, so it's because the way how the way how you tell stories in TV or in the books, it's just a totally different way. So some things work in some and not in the others. So I'm very happy that this Hildur really looks different with the hair. And I love the perm or the curly stuff in the beginning. It's just like so, and it's also so unique. I haven't seen a police officer in any crime stories having a hair like this, and I think that's also a very good thing.
I also wanted to add that because the ponytail, it's so common.
It is.
And we have so many, I think it's not common in the book. I mean, that's perfect fit for the book. But when you go to the TV series, there's a lot of police detective women that have ponytails. So that is another reason I wanted to change her and because Hildur is unique. So let's also make her look unique. And another reason is also that if... she would have been with the long dark hair, just like the Hildur in the theater.
Yeah.
I think people would be more like comparing them because they would look almost the same with the brown long hair. Either of them? I mean, who were better or what?
Yeah,
people
exactly.
might, but I don't want that.
I know,
because it's
I so agree.
Totally different. Yeah,
it is.
And I just wanted to add with Ebba, I think she was amazing. I was really happy with this choice, and she was willing to make this change because it's sometimes difficult for an actress to completely change her look.
True.
I mean, but she was willing to do it, and she was so happy with how she looked.
I think
in the end.
Yeah, it was absolutely fantastic how she came out. And I also I heard this story that when Eppa-Katrin was starting in the series, she read the first book, the Hildur, but you didn't want her to read the second part so that she would not know herself the mystery of the missing sisters. Was this like I think it's a very interesting choice, and I was so like touched when I heard about this. Why did you ask her not to read more than one book?
Because if she knew how everything would turn out and what the secret was behind all this, where her sister were and everything, it would have affected her. Because I am an actress myself, and I know this. I know what helps you to dive into the world of the character. And while the Hildur in the TV series doesn't know, it makes it stronger to let Eppa-Katrin not know it either. Of course, she's an actress. She can act, she can play.
Of course.
But still, the camera is so... She's so... how do you say... Yeah, precise.
Yes.
The camera is so precise. I have a lot of like close-ups, and you can even see it in her eyes. If I sense on my screen, on my projector, that she really doesn't know the answer, it's even more true. It's more real, because I always look when I need another take, and I need to do it like this, and I need to choose this actor, and whatever. What I find is most important is that what we are portraying, what we are showing, that it's real. It needs to be real.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was very, very nicely thought, and I think it came out really nicely. And I was there when we told
Yes.
Katrin what happened to the sisters. And I still have a video of this moment, and I think it's the most precious videos I have.
Oh, that's so nice.
Was Ísafjörður a familiar town to you before the shooting started? Like the location where the story in a way takes place, and you also filmed there like over a month?
I mean, I've been there several times, but not that often. But I've always loved Westfjords and all the small towns there, and Ísafjörður is so beautiful, and I was so happy that was the location because it's so beautiful. I mean, all the mountains and the waves, the sea, the birds, everything there is so beautiful. So of course it's an added value to the series that it happened there. Yeah.
Was it hard, or like was it more work to direct there than, for example, in Reykjavik? Like, did the location bring some extra like, I mean, it's giving, it's very beautiful, and the roughness of the nature is like really on your skin all the time. But was it a challenging environment to film?
A little bit, yes, because in Ísafjörður we were so much shooting outside. We had so many exterior scenes there. But when we most of the time when we were shooting in Reykjavik, we were inside. So it's always less challenge to be interior. And we were also we were praying and hoping for snow.
Yes.
So we were kind of like, but we were lucky. We got snow in Ísafjörður, but yeah, it's always a little more challenging to be outside and also in the snow because you have also the continuity thing. If there's snow in this scene, there needs to be a snow in the next scene, but the snow is the thing that you can't control. So
true. Yes.
Yeah.
It's the mystery of the snow.
Yes.
What was the hardest day in the production, in your opinion? Like for you?
That's a really good question. I think it was the avalanche shootings.
Yes.
When we were shooting the avalanche, I think because we were high up in the mountain, and there were so many details that we needed to capture in that area. But I think that was the most challenging thing, the avalanche. But it turned out to be exactly the way I wanted it.
Exactly. Sometimes exactly the most hardest things are the ones that come out the best. But I remember these days because it was the first days you were shooting in Westfjords and you started in the avalanche scene. So that was amazing to follow that.
But I can tell you about the most difficult day in Reykjavik.
Okay, please.
Yes, I can tell you about that one because it was also the first shooting day of all the series. It's just like it was the first of them all.
Yeah.
And the first scene we shot was a scene where Jakob is dealing with a drug dealer, and he goes very deep into a conversation with this drug dealer. He is convincing the drug dealer to give his child to him because he is taking the child and he's not supposed to take even though it's his own child.
Yes.
He's not supposed to have his child, and Jakob needs to be very honest and tell him about his dilemma with his own kid, with his son. So we just dived exactly very deep into, like, also for Lauri Tilkanen to just, okay, God, this is my first scene.
Yeah. Yes, and remember this.
Yes, and then we had a small child, like a few months old, which is always difficult when you're shooting to have a kid, because the snow and kids, you can't control them.
No, so true. You really cannot.
Yeah. And then we also had a gun in that scene, which like we needed a professional guy who would, like, have everything safe on set. And so there was a kid, and there was I was just
snow
like,
and the gun, and the first day for the Finnish main actor.
Yes, and we didn't have snow outside, so we had to make everything white around the house to make a fake snow. So, but I was just like, when the first day was over, I was just like, Okay,
Wow.
I could manage this day. Okay, now I'm convinced I can manage everything that is left.
I can show. Oh yes, and like not an easy start, but a good
No.
start.
Yes.
I was going to ask you about the Finnish co-production, because it's a Finnish co-production, like Finnish-Icelandic production. How did you had 4 Finnish actors there, like Lauri playing Jakob, and then Iina and Minka Kuustonen playing Leena and Sarita, and then Oona Airola playing Anna, who is like the Gudrun in the books, and then we had Rick Okon from Germany. So.
Yeah.
How was the cooperation with the Finns, like when you were directing the Finnish actors? Was it different from directing Icelandic actors, or how would you describe the cooperation like on the set?
I wouldn't say it was different, but they were really, really talented actors, and I almost didn't have to direct them. They were so. I could see that they were all very experienced, and they were so professional, and they were so. I really liked them, all of them, because I mean, some actors that have huge experience, they kind of be like, sometimes they turn out to be how do you say it, like oh, I want this and I want this,
yes,
and I want that,
like
and
very,
I want my my trailer, and
exactly.
where's my trailer? And
Yes.
Iceland, we're not used to trailers.
Yeah.
The actors don't have their own trailers, and sometimes when foreign actors come here, it's just like, why I always have my trailer. But they were so easy on going, they were so nice and so professional, and I just loved them. I just have to say it out loud. I loved the cast. I loved Ebba and Hildur and all the other actors. I just have to be completely honest. I'm very happy with them all.
Happy to hear this. It's for me as a total outsider. Like, okay, I wrote the books, but like I haven't had so much to do with the TV planning, production, or anything. But like always like showing up and having a look, how is it going, and just like super interesting. But it was so nice to see you working together with all the staff and the like with the crew and the cast. So like to me, everything looked like, wow, it's such a nice atmosphere here every day. Sometimes it's a super bad weather, and I know everybody's tired, a long day yesterday and long day ahead, and so on. But still, like there was always this playful attitude in people that makes it easier to work super hard while you are not like pushing and feeling angry, even though you are tired and there's all kinds of emotions going on. But somehow, for me, the atmosphere always looked like, hey, it's good vibes only.
I think that's good to hear, Satu, because in my opinion, it matters so much.
Yeah.
Because everyone will do their work so much better if they are just confident and they feel good and they get good food and they have a director which loves what he is doing.
Yes.
Because and I love what I'm doing, so I can't be mad or angry or anything, because I feel directing is a privilege. I mean, I have all these people that count on me. They really believe that my vision and what I'm doing is the right one, and it's a privilege. I'm thankful to be able to do that and tell stories like that. And I also believe if the atmosphere is good and people show each other respect, the outcome will be better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. The Hildur series, it's labeled being Nordic blue and not Nordic noir, but we're talking about Nordic blue here. What does that mean to you? Do you have, how would you describe it?
It was a new thing for me, this Nordic blue take, and I found it interesting. It's more like we dare to add some humor to some situations and scenes, which I think is very thankful sometimes.
Yeah.
And we also, like, for the characters, the knitting, the surfing, the things that are quite unique and different. I think the lightness, the humor, sort of like, a little bit different characters, not the typical ones. That all of this mixed together, I think it makes it a little bit more bluish than dark.
Yeah.
And also we have the light of day. We're not. I mean, some scenes are of course shot in the dark, which needs to be in the dark. But
Yes.
we were not. We were not. We use more daylight, which I find also much more beautiful in the frames, because when we have the daylight crushing in through the windows, we have shadows, I think it can be even more beautiful, like in terms of lighting and camera frames and
True.
yeah.
And even though it is like a serial killer story, like the book number 1, Hildur is, and there are crimes and very hard, very difficult stories that people have in their past, or something really heavy is going on at the moment, there is still this like a feeling of some lightness and light in the dark. And I find that very, very kind of like warms my heart.
Yes, it does. I mean, you can't have light unless you have dark.
So true, so true.
Yeah.
So Tinna, you are one of Iceland's most successful directors, I would say, and you're also an actor. You directed Reykjavik 112. I'm mentioning that especially because it has been very popular here in Finland, and also Victis, that people know here. It has been, and it is shown here in Finland as well, and I love both of these series also very much. What do you want to do next? Now Hildur is almost done. It's almost finished the first season. So do you have some dreams or maybe plans that you start to work on next?
I'm quite open to what comes around, but I have been offered projects that I haven't committed to yet, but I'm thinking about what to do next. But I'm also developing my next feature.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I have done one feature which was very well received, and and traveled through festivals around the world.
Yeah.
So I will really want to find time to finish the script which I have started in my next feature. But I'm kind of like which I always feel good about is that being open, like don't decide this is what I'm gonna do and nothing else. It's like, because nothing happens without a reason, and it has been very good. But I just want to keep on telling stories, and at least it's not official yet what I'm going to do next.
Sounds exciting anyway, and you have some good soup there cooking.
Yeah.
One last question before we finish is about if you would be acting in Hildur, like if you would be one of the actors, and you had to choose, would you be a crime detective who ends up in a snow avalanche, or would you be an actor like acting a crime detective who loves surfing? So which of these two would you rather be and do as a day as an actor? Now when you know the circumstances so well.
Yeah, do you mean in Hildur TV?
Yes.
In this series?
Yeah, Hildur series.
Would it be a Hildur or would it... sorry, could you repeat this?
Yeah, so would you be Hildur going into the snow avalanche, like experiencing that?
Yeah.
Like day in a snow avalanche as a Hildur, or would you be Hildur one day in the ocean surfing? Which of these physical takes would you rather be? Surfer or snow avalanche rescuer?
I think that I would choose the surfing.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's very difficult to choose.
I know, it is. But surfing, I don't like surfing. It's very dangerous. I've been trying once and I will never do it again. But it looks so beautiful that I enjoy so much watching people do it. So I think it's a great choice.
Yeah. I think the surfing is also very metaphoric. It's like, it's when you're trying to like beat the nature, you're gonna be above it. You're not gonna drown. You're gonna stand tall. I think it's also very metaphoric for elements inside of Hildur's character that you made her a surfer. I think it was brilliant.
Oh, thank you. Sounds very good. And hey Tinna, thank you so much for this interview. It was so much fun to chat with you about these things, and I learned so many things about this, the director's work in Hildur. I cannot wait to see it in TV.
I can't wait that you see it.
Yeah, I know.
I have to be with you.
I know. We will do it. We will watch it together and eat popcorn.
Yes. Oh yes.
Tämä oli siis Hildur-podcast ja mä olen Satu Rämön. Suuri kiitos seurasta kaikille. Seuraavassa jaksossa on taas uudet jutut ja uusi vieras. Kiitos ja heippa tirallaa!